What's up? What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's Will here, your host this week for the Hybrid Network Marvelite podcast. With me, we have such lovely co-hosts as my regular co-host, Luke.
That was like one of the weirdest intros I've ever heard you do.
I was on the spot, bro. I had to improvise.
That's true.
Say hi to people.
Start.
I am starting.
No, Nick, start.
Oh.
Yeah, Nick. How you doing, buddy?
I'm recovering from death.
No, poor Nick, you got sick on the trip, dude. That really sucked. That's true. We kind of all did get sick. It was horrible.
Not me. I got a hurricane up the ass.
Yeah, that's true, but you're safe, though, right? And your house didn't get destroyed, and you're not like some homeless guy now. So,
so those are all good
let's
things.
be thankful.
And
you're a young white educated man in college.
As far as everyone on the internet knows. Unless you've actually been to my YouTube page, then it's like, oh shit, he lied.
No, you're Rob from Comics Explained.
Speaking of Rob, we have with us a guest named Rob from the Hybrid Network.
Not
What's up,
from
Rob?
Comics
What's up,
Explained. Hi, how's it going?
We're both Rob from Comics Explained.
Yeah, so this is your first time on the Marvelite. Is this your first time on a podcast in the Hybrid Network, or?
I was on the discussion in like my first week of joining the Hybrid Network, but
wow.
this is my first proper podcast.
God, the
That was so old and terrible.
Wait, the Wolverine one?
The Fantastic Four one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, welcome back to podcasting.
Yeah. It's all a bit new.
And last but not least, we have our other regular co-host up in Canada, Failwell34, a.k.a. Michael.
What's all that about, eh?
What's that old boo?
Hey guys, it's good to be here again on the Marvelite podcast. Fun as always.
Oh,
got some good news this week.
Yeah, but by the way, Michael, I have to congratulate you for your sub bump on your own channel. So, hats off to you, my friend.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that, bro. Shouts out to The Walking Dead. But also, you know what's really interesting, guys?
What's interesting?
What is really interesting?
Doctor Strange. But before that, this episode of the Marvelite is sponsored by Loot Crate. If you guys are interested in grabbing Loot Crate, it is a sponsored by this episode. It's basically a subscription-based box. You get some awesome stuff, different themed every month. Use our code BRIDGE10 to get 10% off of your first box. So yeah, be sure to check it out, guys.
Yeah, be sure to check out Loot Crate because it's awesome. Rob, do you have Loot Crate?
I don't have Loot Crate, sadly.
Oh, okay.
I'm on about getting it.
It's an awesome service, so I have to recommend that you get it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anyways, I think we're gonna start off with the longest part that Michael mentioned, and the real reason that our homeboy Rob is here is to talk about Doctor Strange, which should be coming out next week, I think.
I think it is next week in America. Yeah.
In America, you had it in England, and you had to kind of omit a couple details. We're probably not going to do a spoiler cast on this one until the rest of us have seen it. But you had to omit a couple details in your review, if I recall. But here you can kind of take a little bit more time, kind of expand on some stuff. So, what did you think as our resident Doctor Strange fan? Because I remember a couple months back when we were talking Strange, you and I hashed it out over between Black Panther and Strange, which would be the better movie.
Yeah, we did hash it out over Doctor Strange and Black Panther because, like, I'm a huge Doctor Strange fan, and going into this film, I've been waiting years for this film, and I went in, I was excited, but I was also a little bit scared and nervous at the same time, and then I sat down and I watched it, and I just thought that was yet another average paint-by-numbers film, so that kind of hurt. Which makes me think that Black Panther is going to be the better one, so you might have won that argument.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of came to an agreement. It's just like, you know what? We both love our own heroes. We have to look out for one another because we don't want our movies to suck.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing Brother Rob suffer.
You see, but you get Ryan Coogler, I got Scott Derrickson, so...
Well, but you got a good stuntman. Scott Adkins.
Scott Adkins. Oh, that's right. I forgot that he's in the film.
Yeah, he's a very talented stuntman, like extremely talented.
Right.
He's boss as fuck.
Yeah, he should have been Batman.
Dude, but it doesn't matter who directs a Marvel film because it's like committee driven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very, very true.
It's not like DC Studios where they're filmmaker driven.
The only film that Marvel has given almost full creative control over was Guardians of the Galaxy. They gave James Gunn so much creative control over that, and it wasn't really like committee driven. It was like solely him and a small crew that he hired that made that film, which is really interesting because, again, yeah,
it's diverse as fuck.
Yeah, just
they had a woman writer there.
Yeah, it was really diverse. It was co-written by Nicole Perlman, which she's also penning the script for Captain Marvel.
Oh, jeez.
So her and
prepare for the worst.
Nick is not excited, but Rob, what other stuff can you talk about from Strange that we may not know, but probably won't spoil it for us? Like, you know, as far as like visuals and action, story,
What strange
especially
things?
the actors, because
that's what I'm most curious about is like how does the magic and the action both like correlate with each other? Like do they go hand in hand pretty well? Does it like does the magic feel natural, like mixed in with the action?
The magic feels like it's just kind of there. They just kind of replaced ordinary weapons with magic. That's what it feels like. It feels like instead of using shields, they just grabbed magic-looking shields.
So
yeah.
That's all it feels like.
So I know that Kevin Feige earlier had kind of talked about how the magic is going to work, and he said that Doctor Strange can kind of summon up these mandalas of light, and he kind of uses them as his shields. Do you see that? Like, do we see that a lot in the film? Like does he use these shields?
Yeah, he summons an awful lot of shields. Like,
does he?
So many.
Okay.
If I was to count the amount of shields in that film, it would at least be over 10.
Now, this isn't really a spoiler, but I'm just curious. How often do we hear any of the sorcerers in the film say, like, anything from a counterspell book, like by the hoary hosts of Hogarth, I bind thee, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
by the crimson bands of Cider.
Yeah, exactly. Or by the omnipotent Agathor. You know, like how, like, do we hear that at all?
Shit.
Oh, did you
know
know
right? I went into this film and I thought, right, I cannot wait to hear that on screen because it will either be totally campy or totally cool.
Yeah.
And you just don't hear it. Not once.
Really?
Oh.
Not even once.
So we don't get to hear at least like anything, like no name drops to anything like that at all.
You do hear about them kinds of things. There are a few name drops to Watum. There is a name drop to that.
Wait, I'm assuming too that there's probably the wand of Watum is probably in there.
Yes,
but,
the wand of Watum
yes.
is mentioned.
Yes, that is awesome. That's so cool.
They are never mentioned during a spell. And they do, like, there's never an incantation. There's never, like, a wind-up to a spell. It's all physical hand movements before a spell.
This is really odd, because I have
the rave show.
I have a bit of a problem with this, and I know that I haven't seen the movie yet, so I am holding my judgment until I see the film. But I have a little bit of a problem with this, because Kevin Feige had promised us that they are not holding back. He had even mentioned the wacky sayings that they use for these counterspells. And he said, like, we're not holding back. We're doing this. Like, we're going all in for Doctor Strange. And so, to hear this from you saying that it's not in the film at all, it kind of tells me that something changed along the way during the production of this film. I don't know to what extent, but I think maybe what they did is instead of actually going all in, they kind of kept one foot in the door of practicality and said, okay, we need to delve into this, but we don't need to like jump completely in, because if we jump all in and then the movie tanks or bombs and critics and fans hate it, we're screwed. So I feel like they had to have some kind of safety net there, just hidden. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mentioned that in my review, that I literally said they had one foot in the door.
Oh, okay.
Trying to keep it to a normal film, like a general audience film, because an ordinary person went in, no knowledge of Doctor Strange, and they hear him shout, "By the hoary hosts of Hogarth," like at the top of his voice while he's trying to like perform a spell, that would weird some people out, I think. And
dude, that'd be boss as fuck.
I mean, it'd be really cool for like me to see that, and for a big set of Marvel fans to see that.
I wanted to see that. I want to see that.
I mean, you think beating a villain by dancing at the end would be a little off-putting, right? But
yeah, dude, you gotta rave light show it out. You ever been to a rave at an anime convention? That's just what it is.
This film,
all the hands.
This film at one point feels like a rave. Like you feel you've taken some LSD level. Like,
okay,
stuff.
that's actually pretty
my
awesome
God.
because like I kind of expected, because like when Kevin Feige was talking about the film, he said that they were going to take a lot of visual cues from the Steve Ditko artwork from like the 70s, which I thought was brilliant. I'm like, if the film is like that in any kind of way, I feel like at least the style of the film will be excellent. And so far, everything I've seen, it looks good. It doesn't like nothing about the film really looks bad. But like some of the things you're saying does concern me a little bit. And we're gonna try to keep this spoiler free. Rob, I know you kind of told us a few minor spoilers before we started recording, but we won't share that with everyone right now because the movie doesn't come out for another week.
Dude, they took away from the Nolan visual palette instead, the Ditko.
Nick, we have been over this.
Why did they Nolanize the magic?
They kind of did. That's kind of what it seems like. I feel like if Christopher Nolan got his hands on the film, this is what he would have done with it. That's kind of how I feel.
God.
But again,
Actually,
I'm not. To everyone out there, I don't think any of us are saying this is bad. We're not giving it a negative review.
We haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just saying, there had been some people who had given Rob's review some hate, and I'm just, I'm trying to, I'm trying to approach everyone with a level head here.
He gave it a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
that's not a bad rating. I mean,
it's a good score. I mean, and that just kind of proves that not this channel just isn't solely Marvel biased. I mean, hell, our channel has even been accused of being paid by Marvel. I'm just going to say this right now. That's complete and utter bullshit.
Yeah, on Super Friends.
I wish. Wish we had some Disney dollars up in this bitch.
I mean, hey, I would love to get paid for Marvel to give me a gig and review their stuff.
Absolutely.
You'd like going.
Yeah, if Marvel ever needs an official podcast to talk about stuff, shit, we are right here.
We are there. I am in.
Guys, we're gonna sell out and sell the name Marvelite to Marvel if they ever want to make a podcast with that title.
Yeah.
I do have a question though for Rob, as an American talking to an Englishman about an Englishman acting as an American. How Hugh Laurie as House is that accent?
No, right, that accent. Honestly, I thought I would hate it after watching the trailer and hearing his voice. I was like, I'm gonna hate this for 2 hours for this length of film. And do you know what it is? I forgot about it. It just kind of, you settle into it. It is pretty good actually. You just kind of settle into it, but I wouldn't know it because the best New Yorker accent I can do is a big fat cat sat at the top of his money pile with a cigar in his mouth. So
wait, can we hear it?
What you talking about, toots? That's the best.
What?
Yo,
get out of here. That's the best.
As
Do your Canadian accent.
I'll say something in my shitty English accent for you.
go for it.
Go.
What do you want me to say?
Top of the morning.
In English? As an English?
Just do it. Start.
Top of the morning to you.
That wasn't
that wasn't
terrible. It wasn't terrible.
Say by the great Hogarth, whatever, if I can say that sentence.
By the great whores of Hogarth.
By the great hose.
By the great whores of Hogarth.
By the great holes of Hogarth. I can't hold it.
You sound like a freaking Harry Potter YouTube poop.
Expelliarmus!
Okay, so Rob, is there anything that you kind of just want to get out about the film that you really didn't get to say in your initial review? Obviously, trying to keep the spoiler free, but is there anything that you want to talk about in particular?
Stephen Strange as a character doesn't feel like his comic counterpart at times. There are some actions that he does that just make you feel that's not what he would do in the comics. For example, he is an arrogant dickhead, for want of a better word. And at the beginning, when he's a surgeon, and in this, at the beginning, he just kind of felt just a little bit cocky, and I didn't like that. I thought he should have been a bit more arrogant, but he plays that role really well, so I didn't mind it overall.
Okay.
The character development is amazing, and you do actually feel for Caecilius, who is the villain in this.
Wow. Okay.
You understand his point of view. You're like, I can see things from your perspective. And not everything's black and white. There are shades of grey in this film, so that's good.
Okay.
Wow, Oscar worthy. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, is that...
Visuals for this film could definitely win awards. I think visuals in this film are amazing.
That's what it kind of looks like. I'm kind of seeing Oscar bait here a little bit for these visuals. So
Yeah, best picture.
Hopefully that's what it is. But guys, we have like so much more to talk about in this episode.
We do. You wanna go reverse list from the way it's typed?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So the next bit of news is staying within the going from Dark Dimension to just a dark world in general.
No, my
Punisher got an expanded cast list. They got some more and didn't it get confirmed for 2017?
Yeah. So Nick,
Was that a rumor?
Nick, didn't you? I think you said something earlier about wasn't it like a certain character that had been cast for a role in the Punisher? Wasn't you alluding to some kind of storyline?
Yeah, they cast the character of Rollins, who's like a CIA agent in the comics. He shows up
and
in
he's
Punisher
playing a
Max.
CIA agent in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you think that they might be basing possibly might be basing the first season off of Punisher Max.
Probably, yeah, because the microchip's there too.
Yeah, that's true. I'm interested. Apparently, Microchip's wife has been cast as well. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. I wonder exactly where we're going to see the Punisher go from here on out because last we seen him, he blew his freaking house up, which I still don't know why, but.
All that nice shit in there, man. Come on.
It was like
It's a metaphor.
Fine.
It's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. Oh, was Daredevil season 2 just too deep for us? Did we not get
My
it?
life has been destroyed, like my house. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor, Hazel Grace.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm hyped. So it has been officially confirmed for 2017. It's currently filming right now. We know that we got Karen Page returning in the show. I'm wondering what possible role she could play. Is she going to play as just like... is she just going to continue to play like this person just to kind of give I guess like a shoulder to lean on?
No, she's going to start
Frank.
being in a relationship with him. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, bro, she's gonna throw the box at him like FedEx.
You think so?
No, I just wanted to say
Amazon
that.
Prime is out.
Also, too...
I don't know, man.
Also, too, I kind of expected him to leave New York, but it's all filming in New York, and Karen Page is there, so I'm assuming that the show's still taking place in New York, and I'm like, wait a minute, isn't he like a wanted...
What?
Like an extremely wanted fugitive?
Yeah,
So I'm
what
like,
part of New York?
I figured if anything, he would go to like the West Coast or Midwest or somewhere and start punishing people.
Maybe he's in Chinatown.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess he's still in New York. Mickey, what do you think, dude?
I have no strong feelings, one way or the other.
All right, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, that wasn't Morgan. That was me. Kind
Never
of
see me coming.
I mean, it's cool. I think the casting. I can't really say too much about because I'm not really too familiar with the people. But any new Punisher news is... Oh my god, my jacket. Any new Punisher news is cool.
Almost died back there.
When is this movie coming? The show coming out again? Sorry.
2017.
Yeah.
So we just know next year. We don't really have like a time frame.
Good
Since
Lord,
it's filming
Marvel.
now, I'm assuming it's
Like
going to be
fall
in the
time?
fall. Yeah, it's going to be in the fall of next year.
No,
Yeah, dude,
summer.
I'd buy that, man.
If we're getting Iron Fist in what, March 7th? Potentially.
Yeah,
Defenders
Punisher's in
next year.
summer because Defender's in fall.
Is
Oh
it
shit? Maybe like
okay,
August, July.
That's right.
Do we know like when the Defenders is confirmed to start shooting?
I'm gonna assume December.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Rob, you got around to seeing Daredevil season 2, didn't you?
Yeah, I got around. Punisher is like the best part of that show, like season 2 for me.
Yeah.
And when he shows up at the end, he's got the minigun. I was waiting for him to use it. So hopefully, Punisher season starts with him using the minigun, and then we'll just go from there. Just so I can see the minigun.
Yeah,
that's what I'm after. Just a good minigun.
Punish some motherfuckers.
That would be really cool. So, when we were at New York Comic Con, we went and seen John Bernthal. He had a panel. It was actually just called Spotlight on John Bernthal, and he did a lot of talking about the Punisher. And some fan actually asked him what he's going to bring to the table for the Punisher, and he actually just said he kept it simple, but he just said that I'm gonna do the best that I can. So, and he felt really sincere about it. He was just actually the coolest dude. So I'm really excited to see more of him as the Punisher. I guess now come 2017. We didn't know exactly when this was coming out, but I'm really happy this is coming out sooner rather than later. I'm just wondering how it's going to tie into the rest. I'm almost assuming too that Frank Castle's probably going to make some kind of cameo in at least a couple of episodes in the Defenders.
Yeah. Also, now that I think about it, and after remembering Karen Page's history, she might be the one to make the Defenders work. Because if she has all the awful shit happen to her that happened in the comics, that might be enough motivation for them to work.
I'm hoping it's her and not Night Nurse.
Dude, if they fucking take off Claire, I might not even watch the show.
Yeah.
That's how important Rosario Dawson is.
I know. Very important. Very, very important.
But
yeah, Punisher.
Let's go into the next one. One door opens and another one is shutting. So their director Tim Miller from Deadpool 1 won't be there for Deadpool 2 due to what is it?
Creative
with Ryan Reynolds.
It was creative differences with Ryan Reynolds. So this has kind of been a thing here for a couple of days now.
I am disappointed.
I am disappointed as well for a couple of reasons. Now, there was some other speculation that apparently arose that I had no idea even existed until a couple of days ago, until I did some digging. But I found out that apparently Tim Miller, this is all supposedly, none of this has been confirmed, but apparently Tim Miller didn't want the writers of the film on set for some reason. And he got into a big fight with Ryan Reynolds about it, a big argument. So Ryan Reynolds himself paid money out of his own pocket to actually have the writers of the film come on set for some reason. And I don't know what exactly this was over, but apparently Tim just really didn't want the writers on set, and they got into this big debacle. So I mean, if any of that is true, you can definitely tell that if that's true, they butted heads before. When it comes to the creative process of Deadpool, what I think happened, because reading a little more too on what happened, why he left, it kind of looks like Ryan Reynolds wanted to focus more on the comedic aspects of Deadpool, and Tim Miller and his design company, I think they wanted to go with more of an action-packed stylized sequel. So, other words, I think Ryan Reynolds wanted Meme Pool, and Tim Miller wanted to make an actual sequel.
Well, I think kind of going from that, the writers are still there.
Yeah,
is the thing.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
So the writing of it won't change, but the way it's kind of tonally handled will change considering the director will shift unless the next director. It depends.
I just hope. What? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Will.
No, it's just it just all depends on who the next director is and what.
Yeah, Zack Snyder, director.
No. I like enjoying my films, guys.
Schneider isn't a director. He's a visionary.
Yeah, exactly. He's a visionary.
He's a glorified cinematographer.
Well,
don't get
it sucks. It just sucks because I feel like Tim Miller is an extremely talented person, and he's got a bright future ahead of him if he can keep his head in the game. As far as Ryan Reynolds goes, I love Ryan Reynolds. He did a fantastic job playing Deadpool. And I want the sequel to be good. I want it to be as good as the first movie or even better. And I want them to portray Cable right. I want them to portray Domino right. I want them to portray Copycat right. I want them to do all of these characters justice. Like, more so than what Bryan Singer has been able to do in 2 decades, in 20 years.
Jesus tits.
And you know, this was like the highest grossing X-Men related film in history. It outgrossed any of the X-Men films that Bryan Singer or anyone else had directed.
Yeah, Apocalypse, it flopped.
Yeah, I know it did. And I'm hoping that the sequel will be just as good or even better without Tim Miller, because he left the project. He's done. He's not on it anymore. Again, though, yeah, you're right. The writers are the same. It's just that Ryan Reynolds has even more creative control now. He's an executive producer on the movie, and he's also been given approval to accept casting now. So he has control over casting, which I find interesting. I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're just till we have more info on when this, because like this movie doesn't even have a release date yet, which kind of
still in pre-production.
It is. I think the script is still being worked on, so that kind of concerns me a little bit. But
I mean, at least it's early on in the game, rather than like halfway through, like with the Wolverine, where they left and just changed sets and completely reshot stuff.
Oh yeah, that was horrible.
X-Men Origins.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah. Like, at least it's at the start of production. Yeah, I meant Origins.
I just want a good Deadpool movie, but I think it's time to move on, because we still got some more topics to talk about.
What does Rob think about
Yeah,
Deadpool?
Rob and Michael, what do you guys think about the D-Pity?
Well,
Deadpool
speaking
2.
of the... Rob, you want to take it off? You got it, buddy.
No, you can go for it, Mike.
Oh, thank you. Speaking of D-Pity, as you mentioned, I mean, it kind of sucks that he's not going to be on board, because we were all so hyped about, you know, Tim Miller making this the first Deadpool, and we think he kind of is a reason why it ended up being so good. So it sucks that he's not going to be there for the sequel. It may jeopardize it being as good as the first one, but who knows?
I know, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. It's like, you know, we're not going to actually know. No one's going to actually know. People just, like, really blew up about this, like, on the internet, man. There were some people, like, nuts.
Tweeting at each other about it, like, getting mad at each other. I'm not going to name
names. Yeah, like
names,
El Mayimbe.
Nick did it, but,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like Ant-Man. Everyone needs to chill.
Collider Frosty and Salty.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it. So, anyways.
Side note, weird factoid. Apparently Collider is on the related channels listing under my channel, along with, like, it's like Hybrid, CBC, someone else, and then Collider, and I'm like, what the why is Collider there? I don't know. Anyways, Rob, what do you think about Deadpool before we move on to the next topic?
Deadpool 2, I honestly couldn't care that much about. Deadpool 1 was okay. Deadpool 2, I wouldn't care if it happened.
Really?
Yeah, it's meme core.
I didn't enjoy Deadpool
You fucking
that as
what,
much.
mate?
I mean,
You do what?
To be fair, Nick.
You fucking...
To be fair, Nick, it was made to be meme core. Like, Deadpool is meme core.
Yeah.
So
He is now, at least. Not Liefeld Pool.
that's pretty much what I have to say about. Oh, actually, funny thing, I met Rob Liefeld at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I met him at Wizard World. What? But didn't you have to pay for yours?
No, I met him because
okay.
I was outside on the smoke patio, and he just randomly walked by with a couple of people, and I stopped him and talked to him for a minute.
Yeah, I bought some art from him, got an autograph, so that was nifty. But Michael, is there a...
Oh no, I would never get an autograph from him.
I have it now. It's Harley Quinn and Deadpool escaping the Star Destroyer from Star Wars, like Luke and Leia, and I'm like, okay, I'll pay $20 for that and a signature and a photo. Like, the photo was free, the signature was free, the art was $20.
Yo, but Will, speaking of Deadpool, do you know what subscription-based boxes actually had Deadpool items in it?
Collector Core?
Loot Crate. Guys, don't forget this episode of the Marvelite is sponsored by Loot Crate, so be sure to check out the link for that. If you guys want to enter and get a box, use the code BRIDGE10 to get 10% off of the next Loot Crate you buy.
I hate you.
Anyways, moving on. I'm actually skipping one topic and going back. Staying in the realm of the Foxyverse. We had the trailer for Logan drop. So
we did.
Let's talk about it. Let's start with Luke. I know you have some things to say because it's your boy, Skinny Wolvie.
Well, first off, I have a lot of things to say, but yeah, I know we talked a little bit about this on the last episode, but before I give my thoughts, I want to know what Nick thinks.
Oh,
Nick, what are your thoughts on this trailer?
I haven't really talked to anybody actually, but
You talked to me, buddy.
Yeah, I only talked to Michael really, but I don't know. To me, the trailer, it's probably one of the best trailers I've seen this year, just in general, of movies, and it really looks like a different kind of movie than just what we're getting from a superhero movie. So, to me, it's bumped up there. It's probably my most anticipated comic thing next year.
It almost looks like it almost looks like an indie film. Almost.
No, legit, dude. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of an indie film. I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Again, like I have so many questions. I have like so many. I'm not even gonna name them all right now, just because that's a whole other podcast of its own. But
the Logan podcast.
I will say, like I give credit where credit's due. I feel like the trailer was stylized, and it looks nice cinematically. Hopefully it's a good story and it makes sense and it doesn't screw with the timeline even more because because if it does, again, I'm completely out. I'm done. Well, which is good because this is Hugh Jackman's last ride as Logan. So
can we get him in the damn suit in the movie? I don't give a fuck if it's loosely, limp dickly based off of Old Man Logan. I want to see the suit, damn it. I'm sure he will look fine.
Dude, honestly, like that's what I've been saying. The suit, man, it was awesome. They debuted it in the Wolverine, and then Bryan Singer was like, "No, you can't have that because I'm not ever going to put that on him." And so James Mangold was forced to delete that scene, and then they had to.
No, Bryan Singer says he respects the comics, though. Like he loves them.
Sure, he does. That's just why he told. He told the cast members during X-Men 1 and 2 that they weren't allowed to have comics on set because that's not what he was going for. He wanted to do this.
That's why we got the 90s
you know
outfits
what they're gonna do?
Dead ass end of Apocalypse.
Logan is going to give his suit to X-23 and she's going to wear it.
Oh,
yeah, he's going to give it to a fucking toddler.
There's going to be a
time travel
where she has the suit on.
Rob, man, what do you think of Logan?
Logan looks actually pretty good. It's like I'm finally excited for a Fox X-Men film, purely because it is just Hugh Jackman, and I did enjoy the Wolverine until the big Silver Samurai came in.
Yeah, until the big grandpa robot.
Yeah.
Robot 3000.
Visually it looks different, and it actually does look like it will be enjoyable and like different, like Nick says.
Well, see, that's the thing about like every X-Men film. They're all enjoyable and they're entertaining, and they all have entertaining scenes, and sometimes they have throwbacks to the comics. But I think like overall, between like story and plot and the way that they handle the characters and the way that they change the core of the characters and what they stand for, what they believe in, is skewed so much that it doesn't do them justice, and I get so frustrated with the way that they handle them. So I am looking forward to Logan. I am cautiously optimistic. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, one day our good X-Men film will come. But yeah, I mean, everyone, the cover of Hurt by God damn it, why am I forgetting his name?
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. Because it's not 9 Inch Nails. The original writer is a song. It's just a good ass song. It's just a great cover. So kind of making it tonally, it does kind of hits you in the feels a little bit, because it's the last time we're gonna see Logan in the movie for a while. The thing with X-23, if that's who that is, does kind of irk me. Just because I'm not gonna say I'm a fan. That'd be a bold ass lie. But I'm familiar with her from X-Men Evolution, and I'm familiar with Laura from the comics being at least like late middle school, early high school age, so kind of for them to just snatch her out at like the start of her little clone saga debacle, whatever the shit. Just odd, but I will restrict my final opinions till I see the movie and it's confirmed that it's actually Laura, because we don't know, but we saw teeny baby claws, so I don't know. But just more than anything, I just want to see him in the suit. Honestly, at least give that to the fans, because Hugh Jackman he put up with a lot of shit. I mean, a lot of shit. They put him in every X-Men film, every Fox, X-Men film. Somehow, they even snuck his face in Deadpool.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, if anyone deserves anything, it's some, like, props. It's Hugh Jackman. Like, Ryan Reynolds just got shafted of his role, but Hugh Jackman has had to put up with shit for almost 20 years.
I know. Yeah, again, dude. What?
Dude, Logan, it's gonna be better than Justice League and Wonder Woman.
Wouldn't that be something?
I will be so depressed if Logan is better than Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman is the only DC film I smiled and cheered at.
Well, like, look at it this way. This is Hugh Jackman's last outing. This is Sir Patrick Stewart's last outing as Professor Charles Xavier. I don't know, this. I feel like this has to be emotionally charged, and it has to be good. And I feel like giving Logan the suit would be like a perfect culmination of a 20-year run on a character like this. He has put his heart and soul into this character, and I love Hugh Jackman, and I love his portrayal of Logan. I just feel like it would be a great culmination. That's what I want to see by the end of the film. I don't know if we'll get it or not, but
just give us the old yellow and browns from Pride of the X-Men.
I am fine with that.
But they gotta explain how all the mutants are gone now.
Terrigen Mist, duh.
I think that they will.
Just like in the comics.
They'll just like vaguely mention Terrigen Mist, and they're just gone.
It's like mutant AIDS. Since oh god, I was about to say something terrible.
Dude, is Logan gonna be the best Marvel film next year?
It very well could be.
Well, I mean, let's see, what do we have? We have Logan, Spider-Man, Guardians 2, Jesus
and
Christ.
Thor.
What else do we have?
Right? Or no?
Thor 3.
We have Thor. Next year we have Spider-Man,
Thor.
Spider-Man, Thor, and...
Actually, yeah, next year might be the year of the best Marvel movies from both sides.
Wait, what's the third? Oh, Guardians. Yeah, we have Guardians, Thor, and Spider-Man. Yeah, that's really hype. I'm really hyped for that. Yeah,
don't forget we also have Iron Fisting.
Wait, what?
We have we have the Punishment, and we have the Defenestrators.
Oh my god!
Jesus, there's so much to watch next year.
I know. There's so much content. I'm gonna be like.
Yeah, there's some DC projects next year too, but.
Oh yeah, we got Wonder Woman and.
Yeah, I saw this
Justice
one interview
Friends.
with Patty Jenkins where the article said DC promises Wonder Woman will actually be fun to watch.
I have just enough
that
hope
raises
for Wonder Woman.
So many red flags. The fact that they even had to mention that it's going to be fun. Because
don't worry, guys, it'll be fun. There will be jokes. Quippington, the return.
So Wonder Woman Quip Fest, confirmed.
Oh, meme core.
Are you ready?
Snip the quip. That's what Snyder says.
Are you guys ready for another controversy?
Lay it on me, Daddy.
Oh boy, you ready for controversy over something that's like, oh god, this is another moment when I have to put on my Tumblr pants so I can explain both sides of the issue and why it does and doesn't make sense. So, let's get into the controversy for this. The new Ironheart hero, Riri Williams, got a cover for, who is it, J. Scott Campbell?
Yes.
J something.
Yes.
Yeah, J something. But, and the internet kind of got into an uproar for the portrayal of the way that he drew her. So, oh god, Jesus. All right, let me see if I can attempt to explain this in a way that makes sense. So, I understand why people are upset because one of Marvel's issues, just in general, is that they don't understand how women's proportions work to any degree.
Yeah.
And an issue in comics in general is the sexualization of women, and Riri is 15. And that goes into a whole nother conversation that I'm not going to have involving sexualization of black women, especially black children. Just keeping it in the realm of comic books. She's a 15-year-old girl, and people don't want to be like, that's fucking weird. No one wants to be like, fucking whatever. Just no one wants to be attracted. No one wants to see sexy 15-year-old on a comic book cover. That's just weird. That's not how 15-year-old girls look. They wear crop tops and yoga pants, but they don't look like that.
A bunch of weeaboos do.
No, waifus.
Yeah, but the thing about the thing with the argument kind of working against it is that's not J. Scott Campbell's fault, really. That's how he based the art that he did for her off of the original art that was shown. Like, he used the same clothes as her, and she just started. The pose, I think, was actually kind of cool. And I'm not going to go into the whole whitewashing argument, because I'm just going to chalk that up to lighting hitting her face, because light on dark skin will make it look brighter.
Right.
But it's just it's another just kind of weird controversy for a weird place. Like, the yoga pants look like they're riding high. To me, it looks like she just has like a V. She just has a strong ab. She works her abdominals very much.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm just like, well, why didn't you just... I mean, I'm sure there are 15-year-olds that wear crop tops and yoga pants. Why didn't they just make the design different? Like, from the start. I'm not blaming J. Scott Campbell on some art he did. That's just how he draws. If you've seen any of his art for any other character. There's a reason you don't let J. Scott Campbell do a cover art for a Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not mad at him about it. I'm just saying it's like, oh, that was a strange... That might have been just a strange design choice. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Well, we have a little bit of time left.
Actually, we don't have that much time left, but...
we got like 4 minutes.
No, I mean, like, I definitely agree with everything that you say. I don't think that there doesn't need to be an over-sexualized, drawings of these female characters. I feel like they're kind of just, like, abusing their creative control a little bit when this happens. And I understand that that's kind of just the way that he draws, but I feel like artists in the comic book industry should be a little more... they should be a little more, like, vigilant when it comes to things like this. And they should honestly know better, than to draw things like that. And it's like, and this is kind of reminiscent of, like, going back to the whole Jessica Drew Spider-Woman controversy that we had last year.
I hated that just because that art was ugly and the anatomy doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah, that was all off.
Like, if you're at that angle, your ass crack and your tits won't show at the same time, unless you are built like Nicki Minaj, and even still, that's it. That's very if.
Actually, Nicki Minaj has got a fake butt, confirmed.
Well, yeah, we've known that. Someone cropped it where it had her as Jessica Drew, and I would love to have that on the shirt because it's fucking hilarious. but I don't like that. Here's just a big issue with Marvel is they don't understand. And comic book art in general is just like always had issues with anatomy where they draw kids as teeny tinies, but they draw adults as like super just pure muscle abdominals for men and for women. Like Miles Morales is sitting in between where he's kind of 15. He's also kind of built like a fitness model.
Yeah. You
could just kind of base it from there. Riri and him are the same age.
Oh, really?
Well, Miles is what, 16, 17?
I thought 15? I could have sworn Miles was pushing 17, but
yeah, Miles is.
I thought Miles was like
25. On all the new
The
reboots, man. I don't know.
Well, okay, so he's a little older. They're in the same age range. They're both high school.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's just a thing in general that comic creators and writers and artists alike need to be conscious of it. Because if you've ever looked up Storm's proportions, I think it says that she's 128 pounds and 5'11".
Oh, wow.
Which is like, even for a woman, that's a Jesus Christ her weight.
Yeah.
Like, she should be nothing but just muscle. Just muscle and sex appeal and lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Just African perfection.
Dude, why is Miles dating Gwen? Spider-Gwen?
Because nerds touch themselves at night.
That's very true.
No.
Very.
Anyways, do you guys have any final thoughts on this?
I just wish the artist would be more competent. That's all. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I definitely want to know what everyone's thoughts on this. Like, for those of you who are listening.
Yeah, just the comic community in general needs to be a lot more conscious of how just body proportions and how people work to look as humans.
Michael, I don't care if you're triggered.
Oh, Funkos.
Triggered.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Well, it's getting to that part of the episode, so
yeah, it's getting to that point. So I'm gonna close this out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to Hyper Network.
Wait, you guys
And if
realize
you have
we
any
forgot to talk about a big thing: the new X-Men comics, Resurrection.
yeah.
Oh my Jesus tits!
It's
round.
too late. It's too late.
It's too late. We got to save it for next week.
It's too.
two
Yeah.
words.
Why would you
Find out
mention
on the
that?
next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Next time.
Dude, that was Waru Croak.
But
He
don't
said you
forget-
should talk about the Resurrection titles.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah, we
Waru. We
didn't
kind of
do
forgot.
We didn't do questions this week. Is all it is. We'll do questions next week, and we'll certainly talk about that because that is actually a pretty interesting topic of discussion. But, anyways, don't forget. You can give us fan art. You can, give us the old questions with hashtag #AskMarvelite. With me, I've been your host, Will. We have had Luke.
Yeah, it was really good to be hanging out with you guys. Rob, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. It's been good fun, an experience.
Yeah, thank you, Rob, from the English side. We have also had Michael,
Hey.
aka Farewell 34, and we have had Nick. Ooh, the awkward cough of silence. Anyways, that's been the show. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
I have
Marvel.
crippling depression.